Hey everybody, this is a clip from the latest episode of the Randi Rhodes Show. If you want the full episode, you can watch live on Free Speech TV, Dish Channel 9415, DirectTV 348, Sling, Roku.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream. Change has come to America.
Believe it.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
Is never more than one generation away from extinction.
In the good old days, they used to treat them very, very rough. And when they protested once, they would not do it again so easily. We've become weak. The problem is nobody wants to hurt each other anymore.
And when you see these thugs being thrown into the back of a paddy wagon, rough, I said, please don't be too nice.
These aren't people. These are animals.
And I'll never forget the scene. It's not supposed to be a beautiful scene, but to me it was. It was like a knife cutting butter right through. Wow. You have to dominate the streets. You can't let what's happening happen.
Last week, we were seeing the de-escalation of the violence. We were seeing things calm down, but the intervention of federal officers reignited tensions.
Protesters have been gassed repeatedly, even after our court said not to.
Federal agencies should never be used as your own personal army. Let's be clear, this is not political theater. This is far more dangerous than that. This is an attack on our democracy.
We're doing a great job in Portland.
Oh! Fatality.
Just let it speak for itself. Really. If you find yourself dressed up like a military person on the streets of Portland, tear gassing Navy veterans or moms or dads with leaf blowers, you really need to reassess. You really do need to check yourself. I honestly, where are they even recruiting these dudes from? I mean, obviously they're getting them from Border Patrol because, nobody cares about the American dream than Border Patrol. Nobody's going to protect, the ability of somebody to immigrate to America to try and start a small business and raise their children in peace and freedom more than the Border Patrol. These are freaking tactical units of the Border Patrol. This is sick. This is so twisted, and everybody knows it. Everybody gets it. Everybody sees it. Everybody is just freaking out. And the idea, Bill Barr, I have to tell you, Bill Barr is now having tons of ethics complaints filed against him by various bar association members. The D.C. Bar filed an ethics complaint against Barr. And the discipline officers filed the signatories of this ethics complaint is the Ethics Council to Georgetown University's Law Center, the former Watergate prosecutor, Philip LaCavara, who won. He argued in the Supreme Court the U.S. v. Nixon case and got Nixon's tapes. Former Justice Department prosecutor Paul Butler, who is a law professor now. Justice Department lawyers, former law school deans, eminent legal ethics professors, distinguished former government officials. And they laid out a case. It's if you want to read this, it's 40 pages. Okay, I can bullet point it for you and give you the four main bill of particulars, the four main areas that they are asking for an investigation into Bill Barr because of. But if you want to read the complaint yourself, if let's say you're legally possessed. I won't even say you have prowess in the legal arena because I have no prowess in the legal arena, but I am legally possessed. Okay, I like the law. I like it a lot. I like it especially when it's bad and I have to change it. I like to know, Anyway, that said, it's in the homework section. You go to randyrhodes.com and click on the homework section, or you could just / it homework and get right there. And you will see in the homework, it says read the complaint. Click on it. There's the PDF that's there. 27 distinguished lawyers filed this ethics complaint against Attorney General Bill Barr. The first particular is that he unconstitutionally ordered, oversaw, and supported the forcible dispersal of constitutionally protected peaceful protests at Lafayette Square. Now that's a no-brainer because we saw that in real time. That was just unbelievable, and he was there on the ground to watch his handiwork, along with the Secretary of Defense, who then had to denounce what he was there in combat gear. Well, no, Esper wasn't in combat gear. General Milley, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, he also had to renounce. But he was there on the ground in his combat uniform, which was crazy, in Lafayette Square. So now they say, oh no, the military is not there to beat up Americans. That is not what, neither is law enforcement, but set that aside. Anyway, they say in doing so at Lafayette Square, Mr. Barr unethically represented Mr. Trump's personal interests in a photo op, rather than carrying out his ethical duty to represent his true client, the people of the United States, to protect the people of the United States' fundamental constitutional rights to protest. 2, misleading Congress and the public by asserting that the Mueller report did not contain sufficient evidence to establish that President Trump committed the crime of obstruction of justice. 3, deceiving the American people in his unprecedented December 2019 attack on a report from the Justice Department Inspector General, who has now testified. Barr misrepresented the IG's determination that the FBI did have a proper basis for launching the 2016 counterintelligence investigation. He left out critical evidence on which the Inspector General relied. 4, issuing harmful and totally unnecessary public prejudgments of FBI personnel during a pending criminal investigation he was overseeing, in which they were potential defendants, seriously interfering with the administration of justice. All of this is political, okay? And Bill Barr is supposed to represent the American people, not his political flunky, not his political puppet master, not his political charge, Donald J. Trump. And he continues to do it. And yesterday, he showed you who he was in no uncertain terms. Yesterday, Bill Barr was at the podium. Now, nobody is carrying most of Donald Trump's ravings and rantings in these fake corona task farce briefings that he's giving, because A, there are no experts, okay? Little Debbie Birx has been quietly, privately warning emergency managers in 11 states all over this country that they are next. They are next to see the pandemic invade their cities, okay? But none of this is being made public. She isn't joining Donald Trump on the stage, and so nobody really cares what Donald Trump has to say about this pandemic. But they also did not cover yesterday's proclamation that he's invading more cities. RandyRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast.
fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
Radio Beacon.